hope you're having a good time. You know, we had a whole bunch of events we done this weekend, and now I'm here with Olu and Liz, and Liz is going to tell us about Dia de los Deadmaus 5. I mean, Deadmaus. Liz, what was that?
Yeah,
Hey, how are you guys?
we're doing great, but we're really kind of excited to hear about your experience at this Dead Mouse show because I don't think any of us have been to anything like that anytime like recently. So yeah, tell us all about it. Like what made you decide to go up there? Where was it? The venue? We want to know all the deets.
So, this show, I flew out to Chicago, Illinois, and
Okay.
it's at the Geek Stadium. So, they took the parking lot and put up a stage and then two side, like movie theater, like
So they had screens for visuals.
yeah, so it was really cool. So you had some good visuals, but I will tell you the sound quality was fantastic and I
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
loved it. So unfortunately, we came in late. So we got like the worst parking spot, but it didn't matter at all because the sound was amazing. We still could see most of the stage and you could see like all the flashing. They had like really good visuals, and it was just like all the wonderful Dead Mouse music. I mean, like Ghost and stuff, and all the classics. And he did play some of his new ones. He played his new Pomegranate song, and it was just a lot of fun. It was just like nice and chill, and everyone stayed in their spots. There was no like canoodling around, so it was just a really neat adventure.
So here's my question. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of drive-in raves going off and a little pod set up. How's the setup for this event? Like, did you have were you able to get out your car and wander, or do you have your own little spot? What was going on?
Yeah, so they did have a like some of the areas had a rail, so many people had their railings all decorated with lights and spider webs and stuff like that. But we just had a space next to our car so we could get out and had our seats and we could relax. The biggest thing was we wanted to go and see merchandise, and so I got the Dead Mouse poster and I got the should probably show you guys this stuff, but I didn't.
Well, I see the shirt you got on right now.
Yeah, so the shirt, I wore the shirt, but I will say this. So here's the issue with Chicago and many northern places is we are cold. It's so cold up here. It started snowing, and so they actually moved everything up so the show ended earlier, but it was a lot of fun anyways.
Wait,
And
wait, wait, wait. Your show ended due to snow.
yeah, so we had like rain
Really?
sleep type. It was a little bit of craziness. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a wussy when it comes to cold.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that ain't happening.
yeah.
That's weird.
One of the
Sleet
shows
or
that have
snow, yeah.
their onesies. So I had this on, but then I was also in a onesie over it. So all my Dead Mouse stuff was underneath my onesie, and then I had a blanket, and then we had our lawn chairs that we were sitting in. But it was like 9 rows of cars, uh, pretty good space. Everyone was having just a great time, and it was nice to hear live music and hear Dead Mouse and Joel. And he's like, I'm just thankful you guys are here and happy to do something to get y'all out of the house and not have to be at home. So it was really nice that he just came and did that so people could get out and experience something.
Okay, so I got a couple questions for you because
Yeah.
again, we're in the southern part of the country. Well, I'm currently not, but I grew up in the southern part of the country, and
Yeah.
you talked about how it's snowing out there. Um, how was it getting into the venue? I mean, was this a venue in downtown Chicago or outside of it? Was it actual a drive-in or
Uh,
what?
so SeatGeek is actually towards Midway Airport. So we're actually kind of out of the city. There's a couple other drive-ins in Chicago. There's one that's at Adler Planetarium, and our friend Jake saw Deadmaus5 the day before on Friday, and he went to the other one, which is inside Chicago, and I drove by that venue, and that one definitely was like same setup, uh, but you're like right on the lake, so it's a lot colder, and the wind is an issue. So it's just it, it's just Chicago, and anything north, it's just very difficult this time of year. We're
So another question is, did he bring out his whole cube again? Cube 3.17 or whatever?
Nah, just the background. So he had the background of all the flashing like whatever he his graphics he had, but no cube. So cube is put away for the time being. I don't think we're gonna see cube until after Corona runs its course.
Ola, you got a question?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of good to hear that the sound was on point because that has not been the case with some of these recent drive-in shows.
Correct.
The sound has either like the speakers, they didn't put enough speakers in the venue, so like if you're at the back, you wouldn't hear, or the speakers were not synced to each other or with the car sound, so you would have like a delay effect or echo, which sucks.
Right.
But I know Dead Mouse is a perfectionist and he's very meticulous about things like his whole show experience. So it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me that the sound was very on point, even from like where you were at. But
Yeah.
what would you say is like was like your favorite part of the set? Like, were there any like highlights of the night that like just really stuck out to you, or?
Well, we did walk around, and he did record the whole show.
Okay.
So, like, we could see cameras, and there were like drones and stuff flying around.
Oh,
So,
cool.
we know that it was recorded. I know on last night he did a subscription thing for Mexico because he was supposed to be in Mexico with Cube yesterday, but
Yeah.
obviously it didn't happen. And so I think he did the recording and then the subscription for the Mexico people so they could at least get that for Day of the Dead Mouse. So, because that was the original plan, was Cube was going to go there, but Cube did not get to happen. But and he still has the recording of Cube in Chicago, and I was at that one back in Navy Pier back in February. So he said he's still putting that together, and he is going to release that. But it's yeah, it was just fun and nice to just be around people. And that's the biggest thing. It's like you want to be around people, but everyone was wearing their masks. Everyone was very safe. It was definitely like old style porta potties.
Oh
So,
yeah.
oh yeah, like I had my phone with my flashlight and almost lost it in the porta potty, but
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah,
ooh.
like
That would have sucked.
the vibration of the music, like my phone started moving, and I was like, no, and it fell on the ground, thankfully, and not in the toilet.
You did leave it there because you are in Rona times. I wouldn't touch it again. I'd tell the phone company, guess what?
On the floor.
Somebody stole
I,
it. And I don't know what happened to it. I need a new one.
I ended up, I bought a new case, and so I changed out the case and all that the next day.
Oh my god.
Well, if the sound was that powerful, if the bass was that powerful to move your phone
Yeah,
and like have it drop, then that's like that tells you all you need to know about the quality of the sound and like
yeah,
how booming that bass was, which is always good. Like I've been to a few like shows here in Arizona with Relentless Beats, and if there's one thing they do very well, it's the sound. And I love my ears. I want to like have my ears working for as long as I live. So I always come to these shows with like earplugs. But if I have to wear my earplugs, that means that they're doing a good job with the production and sound. So
No, they did a really good job with what they had. The only sad thing was this particular venue, like the there was a the parking lot had a gradient to it, and so that's why you couldn't see the stage as much. Whereas if it was like flat, it would have been better, but it was like going down.
it was
And
like a
so
slope.
yeah, it was a slope.
Oh
So
yeah.
that was the only sad part is because of the slope, it made it where you couldn't see as much, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
So you did pick up some merch. I'm curious, what were the prices on merch, and what was the food like? Because we don't ask about the food, Monique's gonna kill us.
Yes.
So we ended up not getting food there. They did have some, but we did go late and we didn't have time to really like order that. So unfortunately, I don't have food responses. I'm sorry, Monique. But next time I come to a Chicago drive-in, I will certainly do that and check out the food. Um, However, the merch wasn't bad at all. So the t-shirts were like $30. The face masks were 15 and the posters were 20. If you wanted an autographed one, it was 40, but I didn't get there early enough to get an autographed one.
That's actually not bad to get an autographed piece of merch for just double the price
For
of it.
$40.
That yeah, I was
Yeah.
expecting to hear something like crazy, like 400.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and the kicker is that the last time, so I ordered merchandise from Deadmaus and like from Mouse Shop, and it took 2 months to get to me because it comes from Canada and it got stuck in customs here in Chicago for over a month. So just so you know, if you're gonna order merch from Mousetrap, expect long delivery. It literally took 2 months to get to me, but it did show up. I was scared it was like gone forever.
Oh, that's good. So, um, I'm thinking more about it because I'm like, okay, you're in Chicago, and this is the first time I'm hearing about a rave outside of our normal home of
Yeah. And this
SoCal and Arizona.
so this weekend is like the ending weekend for the north, like Chicago to the northeast. So all the raves up here, like we're shutting down. So I did
Oh
go
well.
to Loud Luxury earlier in the month in Pennsylvania, and that was a lot of fun. They did have the noise issues where the car stereo was delayed, and I really hated that because you're hearing it like twice. But I liked the Pennsylvania venue. But yeah, the Northeast, because of weather, we pretty much we're done. And that's the sad part.
Well, at least you got to end it off on such a note where you had.
Yeah.
I'm just happy you had legit body rocking music. You had bass and that thing we want where you start feeling your body shake because you hear the bass and the oomph.
Yeah.
I miss
Yeah.
that.
And you got to do it with people. Like that's the thing with festivals. Like there's a social element. Like there's no feeling that will replace just being in the midst of a crowd and like all of you are dancing to the same music. But this is the next best thing,
Yeah.
given the circumstances. So I'm really glad you got to go out to Chicago and
Yeah.
like do that. And like my next question was like, what's your final verdict? Like, would you do it again? But of course you would, right? Like it sounds like you had a great time.
I will definitely do it again. I think the biggest challenge with them is if they could have flipped it and had the stage where we were parked and had us like had it backwards, it would have been fine. But the issue is power, and the power is at the stadium. They couldn't run it all the way out.
Yeah.
So it's the gradient on that particular venue. I have heard reports of the other two venues in Chicago that do the drive-ins, and it sounds like the other two venues are a little bit better. So especially the one in downtown Chicago at Adler Planetarium, Ellis Drive-In.
That's
So
right by where they do Lollapalooza.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I did drive by it on my way in when I got here on Saturday, and it looked cool. It looked really cool. And our friend Jake went, and he really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome. So,
So
got any tips or hints for people who want to do this next time?
you can bring anything in, basically.
Really?
Whatever you want. Yeah, they like pop the trunks, let you go through. So I like that about the drive-in raves is that you can literally bring anything, set up shop, you can create your own space. And
Yeah.
we just kind of did what we wanted to do, and we walked around for a little bit and just checked it out. It was nice to walk around and like see it front, but we were just like hanging out. And then the security was pretty good. I mean, they weren't, the one in Pennsylvania was more strict about make sure you get back to your pod immediately, but Chicago they were a little more lax for sure.
That's awesome. That's so good. I'm happy you had such a good time, Liz. Happy you got to get out and enjoy. Deadmaus playing the same set he plays every time he goes out there. So, not that's a little shade. Just a little. Just always sounds the
Even
same.
if
to
it
me.
is, I mean, like how like would you ever get tired of it? I mean, like it's those
Yes.
songs. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I
I
have a
mean,
feeling Liz wouldn't, but
I can listen to Strobe and the Velt and a couple other ones are really good. But after that, I'm like, it's the same pattern. He does it the same way. Oh well, at least I know what to expect. I know when to get a beer. That's why I got to give that. During Deadmaus5, I know when I can go get a beer and come back. So it's perfect.
yeah.
Well, when he does the next cube version 4, I think that's going to be pretty awesome because I've watched him do some coding and some like setups for it. So I'm pretty stoked for the next version, and maybe Creamfields next year.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
So, Liz, let everybody know where they can find you on all your social medias.
You can find me at Lizzie.May, LIZY.MAE.
Awesome. Olu, what about you?
You can find me at OluBPM on Instagram.
And I'm B at Your Mocha Princess or Fat Black and Awesome on Instagram. And we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.
Bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.